CHIS 323 News. I'm your host, Julissa Polanco, and today we will be reporting on one of the darkest moments in the early church, the story of the lapsed. Between the years of 249 to 251 AD, there was a group that emerged called the lapsed. The lapsed were a group of Christians who renounced or compromised their faith during the Decian persecution. During this time, the Emperor Decius came into power. He ordered that every Roman citizen must offer sacrifices to the Roman gods and receive certification as proof of their loyalty. For many Christians, this created a conflict, and those that refused were either imprisoned, tortured, or executed. The people who gave in to this Roman order were known as the lapsed. The lapsed were not considered outside or pagans, but they were in the church but not a part of it. The lapsed were separated into 4 different groups. The first being sacrificati, those that offered animal sacrifices; therificati, those that burnt incense; liberlicati, those that purchased false certifications; and traditores, those that handed over scripture and betrayed other believers. The groups were classified in this form to show the different levels of denial and betrayal of their faith. By their actions, many communities became shocked and were in fear of this group. This raised difficult conflicts during the time of the persecution, but also afterwards within the church structure. This crisis left the early church divided. To explain what the church was like during and the effects that followed afterwards, we turn to my co-host, Ulysses Roblero, for more information.
Thank you so much, Julissa. During this time, the church was split over what to do with the lapsed. Christians who had given up their faith during persecution, some called the stricts, thought there was no coming back. But to them, abandoning their faith, even if your life was in danger, was unforgivable. Others, like the moderates such as Bishop Cyprian, thought differently. They believed that if someone was truly sorry, they should be allowed back into the church. This wasn't just a debate. It forced the church leaders to figure out rules for confession, penance, and coming back, trying to balance mercy with holding people accountable. After the crisis, the church had to fix the mess. They set up clear rules. If you had lapsed, you could return, but only after confessing and doing penance. This gave the church structure and made things more organized. It also helped the church define itself as faithful members who were respected, and those who messed up were held accountable. But mercy was still possible. Now, part of this Christian community became more about than just showing up. It was about commitment and integrity. Now, not everyone agreed with this approach. Some refused to forgive the lapsed and split off, forming separate groups. These disagreements were tough, but they forced the church to clarify its teachings and boundaries. In the end, the church came out stronger, smarter, and more resilient, having figured out how to balance justice and forgiveness.
Thank you for tuning in to CHIS 323 News. I'm your host, Julissa Polanco. Have a great day. Thank you for tuning in to CHIS 323 News. I'm your host.